Oh, geez, another Kraken, hey? I think I can barely get away from you. Barely being the operative word. Jeez Louise. Well, that's terrifying. Your mech does not get back. Maybe dealer will surpass them in total wins in like 2 years. It's pretty wild how good those top players are, hey? Unfathomable to someone like me, for sure. Also, we talked earlier about how not having ammunition made those lava pools a treat to behold compared to usual. Very similar feelings about shoals here. Normally being a ranged user in shoals meant that you were going to spend a lot of your time just tediously ensuring that you didn't lose too many. Oh, really? A Titan. That's what you kiddos are called, right? Yeah, Titan. Perfect. Well, that's terrifying. Can I afford that ring? Okay, I'm out. I'll be right back. Goodbye, shoals. Talk to you in a hot minute here. Let's go buy that beautiful ring, shall we? Much better than the Ring of Ice here. Fantastic. Buy up that bad boy. We could get the poison resistance as well, I guess, if we so desired. It's tempting. How much money do I have? Oh, that's not the right key. So it'd be most of our money. We'll see by the time we are thinking about entering Snake, I guess. That can be the decision-making factor in that regard. For the time being, let's just head right back to Shoals then, and continue our intrepid journey through the ocean. Fantastic. If I can kill you in one hit, we're in a good spot. Beautiful. Because that at least means that I can run away. Oh, Water Nymph is actually going to be a bit of a problem child for that as well. Total time played, 459 days and 17 hours. In that metric, it would take quite a while for anyone to catch your mech, even if your mech does not come back. That's wild. And that's like, yeah, active playtime, hey? I mean, it makes sense for someone like me, seeing as how I'm slow as all get up. But it's shocking that even somebody who plays quickly and consistently like your mech gets up to those numbers as well. Definitely shows their commitment to the trade here. Very impressive stuff. That's what? It's like a year and 3 months? The active playtime, just wild. Okay. What? Try again, and if that doesn't work, blast them with some ice. So anyway, I just started blasting. Just in time for the dream sheep to come ruin my life. Oh, and a javelineer while we're at it. Let's just invite all the new pals here. Jeez Louise. I think I survived the step up, even though it might be close. Oh, I got put to sleep down here? Oh, that's bad. Don't have the mana to step from time. This is really rough. Oh, let's just take a second here. Hands off the keyboard, of course. Of course, I had to be put to sleep on our escape attempt. So what can we do? We can always go for a risky blink up this direction. We know that there's actually a stairwell here, even though we can't see it. So we could always start here. Even if that just gives me enough time to recover, that might be okay. He meant just, wow, his chair must have a weird smell. To be fair, I think even my chair is a weird smell. Even though also, to be fair to that fairness, I play video games in here most of the day. When I work from home, I sit in this chair all day. I wouldn't get my nose too close to this chair unless I absolutely had to. But okay. Step from time should save us. Let's start with a blink. Take me far, far away from this cold, dark world. Perfect. Then, do we go for the heal? That's the only way to prevent like a double turn where the Javelineer pops into sight, blasts us immediately. Step from time could at least break us out of some of this group. It's also tempted, if we can get enough health and mana, we can just start slouching our way to victory. 1 and 1, 402 times is also quite impressive. That's wild. Yeah. What are the exact stipulations for 1 and 1? Because it's separate from streaking. But is it just that you like swap over to a new combination and win? And that combination could be any mixture of species and background? Not too sure what the stipulations and rules are in that regard. Win a combo for the first time you play it. Yeah, so I'm guessing it resets or it re-enables every time that you switch over to a combo you are not currently just playing, if that makes sense. Okay, now I can see the stairs. I can see the light. It's beautiful. So, what do we do here? Combo you've never played? So you really only get one shot at 1 and 1s? That's wild. Yeah, that's rare air then, because I wonder how many combinations are there. I guess 27 and 27 is 49, 540, 599. Is that right? 599? Yes, that's why it's called 1 and 1. That's pretty sweet. I like that it's a limited category. Let's see. Can Torinski do math live on air? No, he cannot. It's 7:29, folks. Who knows where I went wrong there? Probably multiple places. It's 729 chances, and your Mac got 402 of them. That is pretty wild stuff, to say the least. Okie dokes. On our end of things here, let's drink a mana potion. Oh, there's our Javelineer friend. Why, hello there. Start with the heal up. Start by murdering you. Love to see it. Dream Sheep no longer have a place in this world as far as I'm concerned. And also bring out Hop, Skip, and a Jump. And you know, that does it. I kind of forgot about Hop. I should not have drank that magic potion. All I was thinking is I don't want to waste an entire blink just to get out of there. Also, what the heck? Who let you out? That's not allowed. You can't do that. Okay, Airstrike and Lightning Bolt both full 8 range. Lightning Bolt is going to hurt like a son of a gun. Maybe include some remove combos, though. Still impressive. Still very impressive. Yeah, that's wild stuff. I'm curious how many... what's the word I was thinking of? How many combos there are that I haven't tried? There'd have to be a lot. I'm usually pretty narrow field in what I try out. Huh, that's interesting. Unfortunately, Yermak is no longer a great player nor greater players. They miss Armitar, Meteorin, and Reaver. Right? It's a hard thing to keep on top of if you're playing online. That's why I don't even know. I guess since I started this series, we managed to beat every species before they were cut out from the game at that stage and beyond. But if you're to go in retrospective, we're not even close, because no wins with, I mean, Mountain Dwarves, Sludge Elves, High elves. Many other species that have been taken out of the game. I mean, I never even played as the Mayfly Tar. But okay, I guess I should decide what the heck I'm doing with this son of a gun at some point here. Could just Potion of Resistance. Because then you're saying there's a shot here. Mayfly Tar? Yeah, they were an April Fool's species. From, was that just last April or the April before? Time has no meaning anymore to me in this day and age. But very similar to the Meteoran. Very strong and very time sensitive in that regard. Also, oh, stop the Auto Explorer. Oh gosh, there be sea monsters in these waters. So let's not do that if at all possible, and instead we'll just loot this now that we've accidentally found ourselves clearing it out. And let's see what this final stair has in store for us, shall we? That's much better. Great player and greater player only count species and backgrounds in current trunk. Okay, interesting. And it was last April? Again, couldn't have told you for the life of me. And you suppose that if I was committed enough, I could do the other races on old builds of the game, right? Yeah, if it really mattered. I'm not too concerned about it one way or another. If that's not made abundantly clear by the fact that we're not even officially getting recognition for great player anyway. Okay, that was just fear. For some reason, I thought something new and exciting was going on there. So even mited, how dangerous are you, Kiddlywinks? 30 damage? I think that includes the mite. 29 AC, it shouldn't be too bad, but things could definitely take a turn for the worse quite quickly. One thing we can do is start getting some steamed fawn on the menu here. And in fact, let's just murder our satyr friend. And yeah, taking 1 damage at a time is not the end of the world. That's a little more than 1 damage at a time. Still probably okay. Being a little bit risky here for sure. I think that much is abundantly clear. But not the end of the world for us either. We do manage to get our way through those sons of guns. Not too shabby. Man, this Arbalest does pack quite a punch. Until today, you thought the Great Player thing was just a subtitle for the series for winning with every species. Didn't realize it's an actual thing online. Yeah, I believe it is an achievement on like web tiles or the web servers in general. Can get officially recognized. And Ramlami, you don't know about me, but you don't want to go back to food? I don't think so either. It took me a second to get what you meant there, but because I've just completely blacked out that time period in DCSS from my brain. No, I don't think I want to go back to hunger whatsoever. Definitely on the same page there. A clouded turquoise ring. Oh, that's in this little vault area. Hey, it's on a roll. How you doing, my old friend? Well, I don't think I'll be fighting that vault anytime soon here. And if I could just get to some dry land, this son of a gun gets way more manageable. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, my dear turtle friend. Hop is probably still a few turns away. So what can I do? I don't really want to rely on fear, but we at least have it as an option. I guess we can also see something like charming. 37% is not bad. I would have to heal first, otherwise I'm a bit concerned. Gosh darn it. And you have 2 pips of willpower, so even fear is not a guarantee by any stretch. Temporal distortion we don't have the magic for. I might have to get rid of this Guardian Spirit amulet at some point, because it will keep burning my bridges when it comes to Che's abilities. Unfortunately, most variants seem to really like their food. Yeah, that is strange, hey? I would have expected more people to go the same way as DCSS in that regard. Matakiri, you first tried DCSS with food mechanics and almost immediately wrote the game off as being a pain, came back to Zotlok and enjoyed it a lot more. Oh, same here for sure. Definitely in a similar boat. Do I dare fear you? It's like 50 damage as your max. Yeah, that's not great. I don't even, like, even if I roll perfectly, that's very close to lethal if they also roll max damage on that son of a gun. Don't really want to use my blinks. Let's go for it. Fear ya. Perfect. Fear me. Lovely. Zotlok used to be too tight. Was it? Because even when it first came out, I mean, it wasn't to me, I guess. It's the big thing. I could definitely see that not being a consistent thing across the board for different players. I mean, I'm a fairly slow player in real time, but I guess in turn count, it's generally not too bad. I don't do a lot of stair dancing because I don't particularly enjoy doing so. But I also probably didn't play too much, especially if that was just in Trunk. I probably barely played Trunk before. I was gonna say moving on, but that's not even correct, because usually I just play the stable release is more so what I mean. It was in Trunk? Oh, okay, so that would explain it. Yeah, I probably didn't even experience it at that stage then. Oh, and whoa, we're at Shoals 4 already? Time flies. Jeez Louise. Again, just blasting our way through here. It's quite the wild roller coaster here in Shoals. And it's the Titan Castle. So we're gonna see another Titan. Woo! We have fun here. Essentially, I just wanted to step over there so I at least had access to this stairwell, just in case I wanted to do a panicked escape, just so. Fantastic. And Cyclops is nearby. Oh, how'd you do, my friend? Where have you been all this time? Well, you're dead now, I guess. They say time flies like an arrow, but I have an arbalist, so it's flying fast. Truly, yeah, the beauty of the arbalist. No respect for air elementals, not even a little bit. Can't stop fighting boss level, and the room smells so bad you have to watch on your phone outside. I feel that. I've been fortunate in my life to not have too many like food sensitivities, but I've been very close with a lot of people who just have an atrocious time like that, especially since I know a lot of people who have like sensitivity to lactose very much choose their battles and know that sometimes it's worth any price to pay to have the cheese that they love so dearly. And so I've definitely been sitting in a few of those rooms in my day in the past. You get lazy and don't soak your beans. I always forget about that. In fact, I think I've only heard of it in periphery, but never actually tried it. So what is the secret to soaking one's beans? And yeah, what does it do? It prevents some of the like flatulent buildup? Apparently it breaks down the sulfur? That's so interesting. I don't know. I don't have a lot of beans in my diet, I guess. So even as a caveat to what I mentioned earlier, I guess I also don't eat a lot of things that are very fermentable in the stomach. So that helps me out a decent amount. Plus I've grown up in different places, so it definitely gives my stomach a decent ability to handle basically any garbage I throw at it, because while I don't eat that many highly fermentable foods, I also definitely in no way, shape, or form really eat much food that's healthy for me either. Yeah, it's less bloating gas, something like that. That is very interesting. Huh. My partner has bad issues with FODMAP diet stuff, so there's a lot of stuff on her list that is problematic for eating and gives her super painful, like stomach wrenches. Am I still treating air elementals as if they were pre-0.27? Is that when they made the change to they can paralyze you? Because if so, pretty much. But I do recognize that they can paralyze you. Just usually hasn't been too much of a trouble spot for me, so I feel like I kind of breeze my way through it, regardless of how fair or sensical that is. I know it's the real secret. Air elementalists can only paralyze you if you believe in it. You just have to not believe, you know? Just craft dinners 7 days a week. Well, I am Canadian, so that's the rule. Craft dinner with ketchup in it. Fortunately, not too much these days. We found our own pasta recipe that I like much more, or macaroni specifically, I should say. Because in general for pasta, I just like a nice like tortellini bake. Gotta learn to not believe in clown pies. See, that's the dream, but it's a hard goal to achieve. Okay, definitely aim for the Javelineer first and foremost. At our own, or ignore them at our own peril, I should say. Here's what my brain is trying to formulate and just struggling desperately to come up with. There we go. I want to take the air elementals upstairs, because as much as I joke about not worrying about their paralysis, let's not do anything too dumb while we're at it here. And I'm definitely gonna have to come up with some kind of treatment for all these sons of guns here. Let's go with some Ice Blast on these three. That at least brings back our lovely stairs. Beautiful. And we're back for safe. Ramen for lunch. See, so yeah, I went through a phase where I really did eat ramen basically every meal all the time. And I mean, I've mentioned it before on stream, the really truly disgusting, or I don't know, just terrible habit that I had in that regard was when I was a teenager, I used to actively add salt to my ramen bowls, which when it comes to like, you know, Ichiban instant noodles or anything like that is just absurd. You do not need to add extra salt to that. But I kind of fell off until recently. Recently, I've been back into the occasional noodle batch. I don't know. It helps that I use the like sauce pack within the instant noodles, but then I also flavor it with my own. Oh, why am I blanking? What's the name of that sauce? Poison. I add some my hoisin sauce and some hot sauce. So good. Oh my gosh. Salty and like high level of umami. That's my jam. I've only seen ramen in anime, should try it sometime. Real ramen at like a shop is so good. Oh my gosh. There are a couple of places, especially in Vancouver, that I absolutely adore. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. I mean, we're mostly, I think, talking about instant ramen here, which is not quite as good, but definitely the sweet stuff, fantastic. Always add at least garlic powder and yeah, hoisin. Yeah, it's so good. I should try with garlic powder. That sounds pretty delicious. 2 drops of sesame oil if you're fancy. And ramen, just add poison. Just a bit of poison sauce. You know what? I was about to say we should maybe retreat here, but no, we're not going to worry too much about it and just blast through while thinking fondly as to all the combinations and permutations of ramen. Oh, did I say hoisin? You heard poison? I was almost jokingly going to say what's the difference, but I love hoisin too much to talk like that. And you know, if I was still as dumb as when I was a teenager, I wouldn't be surprised if I did add poison. You know, it adds a nice amount of spice to it. You never know if you're going to make it to the next bowl. Now that's the real top of the line cooking. You know, the real deliciousness is the ephemeral nature of life itself. You had a phase 2 thinking you were a top chef playing with your mom's seasonings? See, it's nice to be in a house that has that available. I didn't really have much growing up. We had like a lot of kind of standbys of Asian cuisine, more specifically Indonesian cuisine, but otherwise didn't have a lot of exploration in my kitchen. Something I always dreamed of growing up was having a spice rack. Oh my gosh. And now that I live by my own, I don't have a spice rack yet. That's still, you know, for when I'm rich and famous, I guess. But I do have a nice, you know, selection of spices, a nice repertoire of things to experiment with, and I do enjoy just experimenting. My favorite cooking method is to just sniff everything, and anything that I think smells like it will taste good together generally turns out wonderful for me. And I get the weirdest concoctions that, at least to me, are delicious. Just fantastic. The best is making a good combo than forgetting about it. Oh yeah, pretty much every time, especially since I'm doing that. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah. Who knows how much I put in? If someone else likes that recipe, sorry, you'll never get to taste it again because I have no idea what I did. That was the first like 10 times that I made my homemade teriyaki. No idea what I put in there. It was just like, okay, I know it's soy sauce, garlic, and ginger as kind of the main bases, and let's just throw out in whatever the heck I feel like. Usually a bit of sesame oil there for the bonding, but like 7 things. So I'm Ratatouille, basically Ratatouille. Yeah, nailed it. And you got a spice box you keep in the cupboard. See, yeah, that's awesome. General Torinski's chicken ramen. And if I think about a good spice storage, I don't want a spice rack anyway, keep it in the cupboard, right? Yeah, I think I want like a nice, I just want it to be impressive. I want it to be like all the tops of bottles with nice little labels on them that I can just, you know, makes cool noises as I open and close it. Anyway, we will decide on what we want to train here, but I'm going to take a brief break here. I'm just going to run out and grab a refill for my glass so that we can keep lubricating my throat since I'm already feeling it kind of go a little bit. Hopefully I'm good enough to go back into work tomorrow. I've been working from home for this week here, but we'll see. Hopefully I don't ruin my own voice here. Fun fact of General Tso's chicken, everywhere you go it's different because the original recipe was lost. Ooh, that's interesting. Everyone's always looking for the lost city of El Dorado, but the real secret is the lost recipe of General Tso. Interesting. But anyway, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere, and I'll see you in just a second. Imagine finding the original recipe and find out it's actually terrible compared to the recent versions, or no one believes you anyways. That's probably what it would be, right? No one will ever believe that you found the true recipe, especially since it tastes like crap. Yeah, my grandma found it too. Yeah, we get it, Brian, we get it. Always going on about your noodle recipe. Everyone knows that the real secret ingredient of my secret noodle soup is nothing. But, right, I was supposed to come to a decision as to what I wanted to train here so that I could keep just kind of puttering away in the background here while we talk about the finer dining in life. I mean, at some point fighting can come back on, I guess. You're locked away in a ward somewhere going insane. Just, General Tso, 3 cups of water. The Joker's true backstory. Oh, the downfall of society. That's how you truly lose your mind. Yeah, I found the original recipe. And the human brain was not meant to contain that. No, more so, nobody ever believed him. It was the gaslighting of the entire world. Geez, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing with my life anymore. Sure, fighting sounds nice this time of year. Maybe some more evocations. Why the heck not? We'll see what happens. See where that takes us. Ranged back on? I guess we could, right? Especially if we do eventually want to swap up to like a longbow or a triple crossbow. Maybe, just maybe. You could be so kind, game, if that is chill with you. Also hop back and keep firing through here. That way we at least start working on a cooldown and we can keep heading back to the stairs slowly but surely as things continue. Ooh, another very nice ring. Holy moly. RFRC, our other C, and a wee bit of strength. Not bad. Stealth is cheap. I'm so bad for just ignoring stealth entirely. Unless I'm on a stealth build. Like, nah, I don't need it. Normally my excuse is like, I'm gonna be a blaster caster. Stealth is pointless. In this case though, stealth would actually probably be quite useful for me. You know, just reducing the danger of each individual encounter sounds like probably it would be for the best. When we almost killed the Javelineer, let's try that again. Bit of steamed Javelineer for your trouble. Talking about the finer dining in life.